Welcome to this Insight series on Christian well-being. Our issue for this week is one of the advanced elements of Christian well-being, receiving all the grace God freely offers. Number 36. Our issue is receiving all the grace God freely offers. And our first point is that the word grace appears in the Bible some 124 times. Obviously, a major issue for the Christian life. The word grace, like most words in English, has many possible meanings, but the biblical meaning is this: the free and unmerited favor of God. We don't earn it or deserve it, but God has decided to freely give it to us, each of us, as much as we can receive. The second point is that most of us would agree that the greatest gift of grace that God has given us is our salvation, so that we may live with Him throughout eternity and never die. Ephesians 2:8-9 states, "For it is by grace you have been saved, through faith, and this is not from yourselves. It is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast." The third point is that unfortunately not everyone receives this offer of grace or unmerited favor from God with equal receptivity. So we must be wise in our expectations and responses to others. Isaiah 26:10 says, "But when grace is shown to the wicked, they do not learn righteousness, even in a land of uprightness. They go on doing evil and do not regard the majesty of the Lord." The fourth point is that God has also augmented His grace so that we have all the grace that we need. And again, that's unmerited favor. We can rest assured that His grace will always be sufficient to whatever we face in terms of challenges. In 2 Corinthians 12:9, St. Paul states, "But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me." The fifth point is that God's grace for salvation also extends to our complete redemption and the complete forgiveness of all of our sins. Ephesians 1:7 says it this way: "In Him we have redemption through His blood, the forgiveness of sins in accordance with the riches of God's grace." And Hebrews 4:16 further adds, "Let us then approach God's throne of grace with confidence, so that we may receive mercy and find grace to help us in our time of need." We do have this free and abundant grace, but we also have to receive it for ourselves and take it in. Don't let your own unwillingness to forgive your own sin limit how much of God's grace you can accept and receive. The sixth point is we don't just receive God's freely offered grace for ourselves, but we also are to pass that grace or unmerited favor on to others. Colossians 4:6 states the following: "Let your conversation be always full of grace." That's unmerited favor for those that you are speaking with. "Seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone." We are to convey God's grace to all that we encounter and to receive the abundant grace He intends for all believers. So in summary, our well-being as a Christian is shaped by a variety of basic and advanced elements. One of the more advanced elements of Christian well-being includes our choice to receive all the grace God has for us. This is an important imperative for every Christian. Now, for more insights about this topic, try putting the following terms in your web browser: biblical view on grace, the role of grace in the life of the Christian, importance of Christian grace. Next week, we will be addressing the following issue: advanced elements of Christian well-being, serving and valuing others. We encourage you to live well, live wise, live long.